Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. Yeah, all of the above. I think what the representative from Loveland was trying to say, and I don't want to put words into his mouth, it took me 8 years to get pregnant, and then I lost a baby. I don't think I knew what love was until I held my first child. I had animals, I had nieces, I had nephews, but I don't know that I truly understood a deep love that I get, somebody I would die for. I mean, my husband, I thought about maybe stabbing him in the middle of the night. No, I'm just kidding. Jay, I love you. I was just kidding. That was a joke. I was just kidding. Just when I was nursing and he was soundly sleeping. Anyway, the love of a parent to their child, wow, I can't. And for people that can't have a baby, I grieve with you because it took me 8 years. I have never felt a love like that. It is beyond the ability to even speak of. And so when you say things like it's not a big deal when they just change their name behind your back, boy, that just ruffles feathers. And you need to hear us, and you need to hear us say that, because that is what is so frustrating when you say things like, you're not gonna go to jail, things like that. I've already beaten that like a dead horse. I'm not gonna go after that again. But chosen name, this new language in CATA, the rep, one of the sponsors and I talked off record, offensive language. So long as the name does not contain offensive language, the individual is not requesting the name for frivolous purposes. The business community, there's no guardrails, there's no safeguards, there's nothing. There's nothing like the previous bill. I mean, we are adding so much more into CATA. Let that be clear. The new language is chosen name means a million different things, and then to not even safeguard that, as long as the name does not contain offensive language and the individual is not requesting the name for frivolous purposes. For who? You guys voted a bill down of mine that said inappropriate, and I changed it. I changed inappropriate to make it so clear, and it still wasn't good enough. But we're gonna accept offensive language and frivolous purposes. I can't keep up. My head is spinning. I just can't keep up. The business community, this will kill them because there's no safeguards in this. And then you add a legislative declaration that says these protected classes and ensures that every Coloradan is able to enjoy freedom from discrimination. Freedom of choice for Coloradans, except for Christian conservatives like Jack Phillips and Lori Smith. They didn't have any. Without unnecessary governmental interference. Really? Tell that to the parents who are losing their children. Tell that to the parents whose kids can go to school and change their names. The unnecessary governmental interference? It's all through this bill. And you wonder why we're upset. And you wonder why we come down to the well. It's all over this bill. Unnecessary governmental interference. Freedom of choice for Coloradans. No, it's not. It's not a free state for all. Let's be very clear. Birth Certificate Modernization Act, you just have to be a legal representative. So when the courts take away your children and they establish a guardian ad litem because you question non-systematic reviews and non-FDA approved meds and lifelong sterility and mutilation, when you question that, and the courts who have taken kids away from their parents right now without this bill, get a legal representative to sign a birth certificate change away from the parents, unnecessary governmental interference. It's all over this bill. And if you're divorced parents, who gets to sign that if your child wants to change their birth certificate? The bill sponsors help me understand the driver's license, so I'm not gonna belabor that. Individuals not lawfully present, that sets up a whole, CBI can't even get a lot of things right. We've got gun bills coming through. We got 8 hoops we're gonna have to jump through. Background checks for guns are gonna be waitlisted probably a year. And now we've got felons who can change their names as of last year, and now they're gonna be able to change their sex. If you don't think that's a public safety crisis, you're fooling yourselves. We are the 3rd least safe state, the 8th most violent, the 4th highest for rape, 10th highest for trafficking. This is a loophole. And to think that we are going to have anyone check background checks, guns? All those gun laws? Now you can change your sex? You can change your name too if you're a felon. Now you can change your sex. Let the loopholes fly, baby. And a safety clause. I know that you guys joke about that. It's not funny to our caucus. The people don't have a voice up here when their representatives get Rule 14 and 16, and they get a slap in the face when you throw a safety clause on a bill like this. On a bill like this, when the people can't even petition and say, wait a second, when you only go to activist groups that will prefer this bill and you leave out the parental groups and the parents in the district who have had enough, and then you slap them in the face with a safety clause. And we want to talk about feeling safe and protected spaces, not for all of us, not in this state. There's plenty of us that don't feel safe and protected spaces. There's plenty of us. Some came forward this year that don't feel protected in their safe spaces. It's not about hate for a community. It's not about denying anyone humanity. Jesus tells us to love our neighbor, but he also tells us to speak truth and bring light. Let's not forget about the whole Bible. When you pick and choose little pieces, there's a big part that talks about shedding light and truth. This is not about hate. It's about serving and securing the rights of parents and their love for their children. You can't go after a community. We have an equal protection clause, so I don't even know why this bill is necessary, but apparently it's necessary. In your quest to protect some, you are failing miserably at protecting the rights of parents. Children are not the rights of the state. They're not the rights of the government. We keep saying it time and time again from this very well. There's got to be a bridge somewhere. But because your quest to protect some, you try to usurp our rights as parents. And then you tell our children to keep secrets from us. The one thing that parents tell our children not to do to keep them safe. We tell them, don't keep secrets from us. It's not safe. And you take a small community of people whose parents might be abusive, and you make all of us pay for that. You're missing the point. You're missing the point when you come up here. It's kind of like legal immigrants versus illegal immigrants. We loop them all into one. We're not talking about hate for a community. There's no hate for a community. We're talking about taking away the rights of parents. And so I think you're missing the point. But I promise you, we will make sure the point is loud and clear, and we will take it outside this building like we've done for the last month and a half. Parents from all walks of life are united. As my good friend says, we are accidental activists, and the line in the sand has been drawn, and we're just about to get loud. Thank you.